Hi everybody, and welcome to lesson 2 in Religion 325. This week we will study sections 77 through 85. We will, well, there's several different types of things you'll be asked to do, the way the course designers have set this up. I try really hard at the beginning of each week to send you a little webcast, which I would just encourage in the strongest way for you to view and spend just a few minutes. They're short, and if you'll do that, you'll understand what the expectation is on your assignments. Students who get frustrated usually are not paying attention to these short webcasts, and then they turn work in and they get docked, or I invite them to redo it, and then they're frustrated. These few minutes will help you do very well on your assignments. If you lay out the assignments the way I describe, most students get full credit. So this class shouldn't be too hard to get an A in, but you have to do the work and lay the material out in a very systematic way. I'll teach you how to do that. And I want you to succeed. I'd like to give everybody in this class A's this term. Hope everybody's getting settled into iLearn 3.0. I know that it's frustrating. It's frustrating for everybody to kind of get used to the software package that we're invited to work in. But as the term goes along, I'm confident we'll figure it out and move forward. If you get frustrated, just send me an email or call me, and I'll see what I can do to help you. Okay? I am here to help you do well in this class and have you succeed. All right, for this week, a couple of things that you need to remember and do. Every week you're going to be invited to read a certain number of sections. This week we'll read these assigned ones from 77 to 85. Then you will be asked to take an assessment. It's 10 questions, open book. Go ahead, you should do well on it. There's not a time limit, so you can do your very best, and most students do very well on the assessments. Once in a while there's a tricky question, and if that happens, let me know, and we'll see what we can do to work that out. The research and writing assignment, which is a separate assignment this week, which most weeks have one. A couple of things you need to make sure and have, and I'll show you an example here in just a second. This week, you're to read a couple of quotes here about principles. Okay? These are things that have been taught in many religion courses. I know they're built into the curriculum in several, so this may be not new for some, but it might be brand new for others. In this week, you're going to need to find 3 principles from section 84 and 2 additional principles from the other sections for a total of at least 5, with no more than 1 principle from any particular section than section 84. So kind of spread out your searching. You're going to need to do a 1 here, provide the scripture reference where it is and the principle, so state the principle discovered, and then conclude with an action statement. They give an example of it down here in this part of it, and I'll show you how this should look. And so it's pretty simple. If you look at this example right here, here it is. You can see very clearly name of the person who submitted the work, what sections we're studying, 4 principles that are going to come out of here, or whatever it might be. This person might do 4. In this case, you don't have to do 4, but they need to be written out like this. Principle number 1, here's the reference, what it was, the principle right here, and then an action statement. And then, of course, you can repeat yourself several times. Then clearly labeled that it's in section 484 these others come from, so I can see that when I go to grade it, and then you can do the same thing and repeat it. A couple of things you need to do to get full credit. You'll need to write down every assignment like this with a word count. There will be deductions if there is not a word count, because it's difficult for me to determine the length of assignments when there's a word count expectation. I have to copy them, paste them in a word browser of some sort and get that word count, and I will deduct points because you didn't put those in. So make sure you get a word count inside it. Okay, so this is simple. It's fairly clear and easy to see. Just simple, doesn't have to be fancy, just simple and clear on all of your work, and you'll do well. I guarantee it. Okay, you're going to have a teach one another assignment. This one's pretty simple, but there's a couple things you need to remember. This is the discussion board assignment. You need to post in the discussion board the most meaningful idea you discovered in these revelations. Something just sticks out to you. You need to post that, but it needs to be done by Wednesday night, midnight, Idaho time. If it's not, you'll receive half credit on the assignment. Even if you do all the right number of posts, you will receive half credit because you didn't give other students a chance to respond to your initial post if you don't post by at least by Wednesday. Earlier, the better, okay? You'll get more responses. Then you need to go back in and reply to other students' posts before the end of the week, okay? So you need to do at least two other students, read and respond to at least two other students' posts before Saturday night. I would say earlier the better. And it needs to be something meaningful. It can't be just like 5 words, but it needs to be a sentence or two, sort of almost, well, the idea is to create a sort of an online discussion with someone else. And then you want to go back and look at your post and see if they got any traction, anybody replied, and that you can maybe check back and forth a couple of times during the week, okay? The other part is, and this one causes some people some problems the first few weeks. You're going to post 2 different things in this Teach One Another, they call it 2, but Teach One Another assignment and reflection. So you're going to do a couple things. You're going to find someone else in the class that you can have a face-to-face teaching situation with, and just basically you're going to discuss something you've read, okay? You're also going to post a reflection post, which is pretty much the same type of a thing that you posted as your initial post. Most meaningful idea, most meaningful paragraph. So if you can take that first post from here, I'm okay with you. Maybe you get several meaningful things, but you can post that here in the discussion boards, and you can also count it in your reflection post. Okay, so when you're done, your assignment should look like this when it's submitted. I'll show you an example. Okay, it needs to look like this. All right, this person, A, shared who they submitted or who they talked with. B, shared what they learned and as they what they talked about, and then maybe and C, some of the insights. So it's kind of an ABC thing. Label it Teach One Another 2, and then on the reflection post, this is a substantial paragraph. If you will do both of these like this, clearly labeled, if you put them both together in one jumbled paragraph, you will get half credit on this assignment and be frustrated. So clearly label your responses. This doesn't have to have a word count with it, but these show you kind of what the expectation is if you want to get an A. Something similar to this. Okay? That, I think, pretty well wraps it up for this week's assignments. Again, if you have questions, send me an email. I'm wanting to help you. This is going to be a great week. It is my testimony that this church does have the keys of the kingdom. We have them. It's a sacred trust and responsibility that we do have to hold those keys of the priesthood. And I'm going to learn a little bit about that this week, and hope that's a meaningful experience for you. Later.